And 5, of course, you just put it in the right order.
6.
Or 6, because order doesn't matter. 3 plus 2 is the same as 2 plus 3. This is this question, isn't it? Because we wouldn't normally write the 0 there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's x plus 8, x minus 8, x cubed plus 12, x cubed minus 12, because you needed to get up to a sixth, x minus 9, x minus 2. And of course, we remember that this is perfectly allowed, just changing the order, right? But you're not able to, you can't mix up the signs, yeah? This one is 2, x plus 13, x plus 1. This one is x squared plus 5, x squared minus 2. This one is a minus 6b times a minus 6b. And of course, you could also write that as a minus 6b squared. Joseph, anything from there?
Number 10.
Number.
How did you get 1?
Okay, number 10. I took out the 2, right?
Yeah.
Which gets me x squared plus 14x plus 13, yeah? So I need to multiply to 13 and add to 14. Is it 1 and 13?
No.
Yeah, because 1 times 13 is 13, and 1 plus 13 is 14. So it's 1 and 13. It's so very rarely the first one that you kids always forget that that one is one that you can use. Because it's almost never that one.
Yeah.
But hopefully you're noticing a bit of a pattern. Because whenever it is that...
So did you...
What?
Never mind.
Okay. Now any questions about this? All right, now listen. I want 132 to be for marks. Would you like 3 minutes, 4 minutes to check it over and make sure you have done it right now that you've seen the previous page? Go.
Can you, with the variable, because it's a triangle, you're doing the, you need to add to this.
Yeah, so you needed to multiply to 144 and add to 0. So it had to be 12 and 12, right?
And then with the variable, you just take, you take away, because we got x3, so did you just subtract 3 from it, or what did you do to get
Well,
x3?
no. You have to, when you multiply it out, x3 times x3 is x6.
Oh, okay.
X times x is x squared. If it was x to the 8th at the beginning, it would be x to the 4th and x to the 4th.
Right, okay. And they're inside the brackets, and they're multiplying.
Why did you know that? Out of curiosity. It's on YouTube, or it was. Interesting.
Oh.
It hasn't been on TV for quite some time. Of course, that's why all you guys know anything about old TV. It's from Family Guy. I always forget. All right, 132. Let's rock this town. Rock it inside out. Anyone? Stray Cats? Rock this town? Nothing? Band from the 80s? Worth a shot. I'm sure Family Guy's made fun of them.
Hey, that's Sky Blue.
Z plus 8, Z minus 5. Of course, we're marking, so everything's worth 1. Y plus 4. Y plus 5. This one is very tricky. Yeah? You got to go 2x squared minus 12x plus 8. You got to gather your like terms first. Then you got to factor out the 2.
Whoa.
And then you got to see, are there factors of 4 that add to 6? There are.
No.
2 times 2 is 4. Is 2 plus 2 6? 4 times 1 is 4. Is 4 plus 1 6?
No.
So we're done. That's finished. Even though this looks like you can factor it, You cannot. So it's done.
So this
3k comes out, and that leaves me with k
oh my.
plus 5k minus 3k 6. That doesn't look right. 3k. Oh no, it's right. This one is 6x cubed y, and that leaves in there 4x minus 3. That is x plus 9, x minus 9. That is x squared plus 16, x squared minus 16, and a bunch of you will have stopped there. Can you go one further? Right there, right? Because x squared and 16 is a square, right? So I could have gone one further to x squared plus 16, x plus 4, x minus 4. But if you didn't do that, you get your 1 mark anyway. If you did that, you get a bonus mark, which means you can possibly get more than 100% on this page. That's a +1. This one is always tricky. Kids always screw this one up. It's x plus 3, x minus 2. And I know you're going to want to see why. What do you notice there and there?
They're the same.
They're the same thing. What do you notice there and there? That's multiply, correct? Which means x is a factor and x minus 2 is a factor, correct? Because they're both multiplying, right? Now, if I wrote this, I'm going to write it a different way. xa plus 3a. X times a, right? A equals x minus 2. So this is the same as this, right? Everyone agrees? Okay, now what's common between x times a and 3 times a?
A's in both.
A. So I would divide everything by a, right? 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 And then the GCF would come out to the front. And what's the answer of xa divided by a? It's x, right? And 3a divided by a is 3, correct? But a is x minus 2. Does everybody see that? It's tricky, but again, it's what you already know because you know brackets group things together. You know those brackets make these two yellow things one thing. And you know that when there's no sign, it's multiply. Right? If I gave you 3x plus 6x, you would know to take out the 3 from 3 and 6, right? It's the same thing. So here it's the same thing. 2a plus b, a minus b, same thing. And this one is really tricky. What do you see there and there? Those are almost the same, aren't they? Right? In the first one, it's positive 2x. In the second one, it's negative 2x. In the first one, it's in negative 3, and in the second one, it's positive 3, right? If this one were 2x minus 3, you'd have a common factor, wouldn't you? How do I change the signs? What am I allowed to do? I would change this 5 to a positive 5, correct? What allows me to do that? What can I take out of here that's a factor of everything? 1 is a factor of everything, yes? And so is what else? Negative 1. If I divide negative 1 out here, it's going to come to the front, isn't it? 3 divided by negative 1 becomes negative 3, right? Negative 2 divided by negative 1 becomes positive 2, right? And the negative comes out here. What's already out here? So what's negative 5 times negative 1? Positive 5. So I get x, 2x minus 3, plus 5, 2x minus 3. And then I have the same situation again, don't I? 2x minus 3 is one factor, and x plus 5 is the other factor. And then to expand questions, because you have a quiz on this right now, that is x plus 3, x plus 3, x plus 3. I always like to do the second ones first, x plus 3, and then I can use the shortcut here, x squared plus 6x plus 9. Then I distribute how many times? 3 each for a total of 6, right? So first is going to be x cubed plus 6x squared plus 9x. And then, new line, 3x squared plus 18x plus 27. And then I add it all up. X cubed plus 9x squared plus 27x plus 27.
You added the values. You didn't multiply them to get 6.
Yeah, you add them because that's FOIL.
Okay.
And here is, of course, 10x squared minus 6xy plus 20xy minus 12y squared. Simplify it. 10x squared plus 14xy minus 12y squared. And that page would be out of 12 with a possibility for bonus marks. You know what? I'm feeling a little guilty. I think I may have overestimated your abilities for 8, 9, and 10. I feel that I may have. Well, I'm asking you. Do you feel I overestimated your abilities? Do you feel I was a little too full of trickery for 8, 9, and 10? Yeah? Well, Luis, you don't feel that because you did this in the 6th grade. They're all seeing it for the first time.
Oh my god. That's so sad.
It is.
Why?
All right.
So what would they be learning in grade 10 then?
What we do in grade 12. What would they be doing in their last year? What we do in first or second year university, I would guess.
Oh my god.
There's a reason Canada and America and Britain and Australia are falling behind in math.
Because they seem,
No, it's because we continue to mess around with math. All the studies in the world prove that the best way to learn math is this, direct instruction. Not projects, not pictures, not houses of cards, not rolling dice. Direct instruction. But in North America, Western Europe, and Australia, we have this belief that everybody needs to advance at the same rate all the time, without recognizing that some people are just better at it than others. So as a result, we have invented all these other ways to teach math, which is not helping. Projects and things like that work in other courses, right? Sitting here and me telling you how to weld something is not going to teach you how to weld it, is it? Sitting here and telling you how to bake bread is not going to help you bake bread, is it? Sitting here and telling you what's going to happen when I put two chemicals together isn't going to help you understand it. In almost every course, projects are better, right? Me telling you how to write an essay, but you never writing an essay, isn't going to get you better at communicating, is it? Every other thing in the world should be taught with projects and demonstrations. But math has been proven that direct instruction is how to do it. This. But because everything else uses projects, and math is like every kid's, oh my God, math, we think that you're scared of it, and we need to make it sexy and fun. But anytime we get a kid from another country here, you can see we have many every year, more and more, they all sit there and go, what the hell is going on? They're too polite to say it because they're from other countries where school is not what it is here, where school is still respected.
So then why do
But in other countries, here, what do I hear from you guys all the time? When am I ever going to use this in real life? Why do we even have to do it? You ever hear that from one of the kids from another country? Ever?
if their math is better, then why do they come here to learn?
Because English
Oh, right.
is a universal language. And the more English you know, just like you would be well behooved to learn another language. But every time an English-speaking kid has to learn another language, marijuana. French, stupid. Spanish, stupid. I want to learn Japanese.
Like, that's so easy.
I know, that's the other thing. French is so hard, so I'm going to take this language that doesn't even use the same letters. Right? I'm going to learn Japanese. It'll be better. Okay. Because Japanese is spoken all across the whole world, right?
Obviously.
No, it's spoken in Japan. That's why it's called Japanese. Now, if you do speak Japanese and you are from Japan, obviously that is what you were going to learn. But to learn it instead of French, German, or Spanish seems a little silly to me. At least in school. I mean, unless you're planning to go to Japan.
Yeah. It's best to learn languages when you're going to that country. I mean, some people like learning languages just
All right,
for the fun of it.
so I think I'm going to throw this out.
What?
Or, no,
Just cut them
I'm going to make it out of
8, 9, and 10.
Well, I'm going to make it out of 9, and you don't have to put your marks.
Oh, man.
You don't have to put your marks for 8, 9, and 10. Give yourself bonus marks, Holly. There we go. It's out of 9.
Whoa, what the heck?
That's all the 9s I tried to draw that disappeared. It's out of 9, but you have the possibility of getting 13 because I had a bonus mark early on.
What is this, like, technology, man?
Class is over in 15 minutes, which is just enough time to do your quiz. So clear your desks. Write your score. Write your score from this assignment on this quiz.
I didn't.
You're going to do the quiz, then you're going to hand it in to me. I'm actually going to mark it because we've got X Block coming up and all 30 are stuck in here anyway.
Oh, awesome. We can just take a pass.
Well, I didn't really do it because I was in here. I was doing my tests. So.
Put your name, put your
Yeah.
score out of 9, and bring the quiz to me.
Did I just get 0?
What? Okay. Okay.
I did art for EXO, and like she doesn't mark us like down until like she's never like it's just Griffin.
I know who this is.
She doesn't mark it until because I told her yesterday because I'm in your art class and she was like, yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Well, we got stern talking tos at the staff meeting at which Ms. Griffin attended. I will allow you to go, but in that case, then you should tell me because I am diligent in marking where people are going for X block. So if you are planning to go to a teacher that is not diligent with marking you down beforehand, then come to me and I will mark you down for that teacher.
Wow. Is there more? Oh. Is there another?
Was I off by 1?
Oh, no, we're good. Thank you. Oh, wow. No, you're more than good.
I was off by a few. Magic.
So I didn't do it, so just put 0. Because
Didn't do what?
the assignment. Because I was doing my test when we did it yesterday.
Don't worry about it. Remember, score out of 9 and bring your test to me. Did we finish going over your exponent test? Is this the class that got interrupted?
No, we did.
We got through yours, right? Okay, carry on. It's what you just did. Like literally 2 seconds ago. Obviously, I need to change the titles of the actual quizzes and take the word quiz out. is 6 minutes left in class. If you do not finish in those 6 minutes, most of you are staying here anyway.